After England, let's talk about the team with the most talented attack at the World Cup. The most stacked attack. Is it fair to say, Rohit?
More than fair to say. I mean, did you know that going by current market value, France's attack, just their attack, is worth 800 million euros, with just Michael Olise, Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, and Desiree Doué alone are worth around 530 million euros, which
Oh,
is more than the estimated market value of Brazil's entire World Cup attack. Just these four players.
no, no.
So it's
And it's
pretty
not,
pretty insane.
I mean, it's not like they are old, right? Almost everyone is young and they are hitting their peak at the right time during the World Cup. It's insane. See, I mean, of course, we have seen so many great players, but I don't recall a team with such a good attack at the World Cup before. I really don't. And we are talking about 20 years of football. This is absolutely insane.
This is insane. Let's go from the other end of the pitch backwards this time, because it's just an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you have Dembele, who just won the Champions League. You
yeah,
have Kylian Mbappe, who I think has two hat tricks in two World Cups, and he's still only 27.
yeah,
You have Barcola and Doué, who again have won the Champions League. Both have played an important part in PSG's triumphs over the past few years. Then you have the likes of Jean-Philippe Mateta, who's done well again at club level. You have Ryan Cherki, if you can. He's more of a midfielder slash attacker, but
yeah,
he's an absolute wizard when it comes to playing anywhere in that three behind the number nine.
yeah.
So, and then of course you have Michael Olise,
Wow.
who once again can do anything and everything with that magic wand left foot of his. So it's it's bizarre. You
Yeah.
can actually have two attacks from this French pool of attackers. You can create two attacks, and I think if you were to just create a World Cup based on attacks, they'll play the final with each other. It's insane. And you know the best part is not one of these attackers is over the age of 30. Dembele is the oldest amongst this lot at 29.
Oh God. That's ridiculous, right? But they also have someone like Mateta, who has had such a good season with Palace, right?
Palace, yeah,
He's such a good player. I mean, he's a good addition to their forward lineup, man.
absolutely.
See, my concern with them, not exactly concern, but one player I mean, he's Ballon d'Or winner. But अपने Usman भाई है. Usman भाई, I don't know which Usman भाई is going to turn up. Is
Yeah.
Usman भाई, I mean, is Ballon d'Or Usman भाई is going to turn up, or the Usman भाई who played in the Champions League final when he was absolute rubbish? He's going to turn up. Or the one that played in last World Cup final. Again, he was absolute rubbish. And at times,
Or
uh,
even worse, or even worse, Barcelona's Ousmane Dembele shows up.
I mean, at his best, he is a sensational player. But when he's not playing well, he looks so average. He looks downright average, and I mean that's such a shame considering how much talented he is.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? With a team like France, if at all you do get the feeling that Dembele is not playing well and he'll start down that right. If you feel he's not doing well, oh yeah, let me do this. Let me shift Michael Olise to the right and let me just bring in Ryan Cherki to play down the 10. There you
Yeah,
go. Everything
yeah,
is fixed. If you feel, oh, you know what, maybe Mbappe down the left and some, I don't know, whoever is playing at nine, that is not working out. Yeah, let's just get Mbappe to nine. And who do you want, man? Do you want Barcola down the left? Do you want Doué down the left? Who do you want down the left? Take your pick. So that's the great thing about having a squad like this, right? That if you have an off day, the guy that's coming off the bench to replace you or to add that is operating at such a high level,
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like a step down. Like we spoke about England a while before, right? Going from Saka to Madueke it is a step down. I mean,
yeah,
or going from a Gordon to a Rashford or whatever. It's not number one. Neither of them are at the France level, so they're already here. And then
yeah,
you go further below. Whereas with France, you're already right at the top, and then you're just
yeah.
taking a minor step below and just staying at the same level. That is where these guys are operating at.
Yeah. And one thing people seem to forget behind all the banters and memes, Kylian Mbappe, at at any World Cup for France, he is bloody ruthless.
A monster.
He is a monster. He is an absolute monster. I mean, at times we forget uh, what an absolute ruthless killer he is.
I mean, he's
When
not
he
called the
decides,
dictator for no reason.
that was good, good one, good one. But I mean, he is one of those players, right, who will change the course of any game by by his sheer will. He has that element of Wayne Rooney about him, and of course, Mbappe is a better player than Rooney ever was. But what a player, man! People sort of have forgotten about him. I mean, people have forgotten about the quality of him,
That element of him, yeah.
that element of him. So I
But
think
that's what,
Kylian,
yeah.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
happens
go
when
on.
you go to Madrid. I think this whole point is primarily surfacing because he's at Madrid, and with Madrid, there's always a circus. There's always a circus, right? I mean, people are laughing at Mbappe being like, oh, you were at PSG for so many years and you all never won anything. At the moment, 2 years you've at Madrid and they win two Champions League. But it made sense for him to go to Madrid. Now, the
Of
fact that
course,
Madrid haven't, that whole thing with Vinicius has happened and Xabi Alonso, Arbeloa. But man, if Madrid next season under whoever join, I don't know if it's Mourinho or who's going to join, depending on how the elections go. But if Mbappe or if that manager is able to find that balance between Vinicius and Mbappe in some way, man, he can knock the opposition out with one little pinky of his. And going back to your original point on the World Cup, let's not forget Mbappe is 27. He almost single-handedly got them back in extra time in that final against Argentina.
yeah, yeah,
He was a
yeah.
huge part of them. Do you remember his goal from 8 years ago
No, of course, of
when he
course.
announced himself at the world stage? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah,
he's had amazing moments, two World Cups in a row, and now
yeah,
he's at this World Cup as the dictator of France. He's playing at he's like an enigma. He can do everything with the ball, and he's a great player. And could well be the World Cup when he takes that step up from being a great player to immortality. Could just be this World Cup
yeah.
propels in there.
Yeah, I mean, by the age of 23 years, he already had two great World Cup finals.
Fine.
By the age of 23, how many people can say that? Pele, that's about it.
Yeah. And he was one Kolo Muani placing his shot 3 inches to the left of winning two World Cups in a row as your like last year he was their primary focus point. Winning two World Cups in a row before the age of 25, that would have been insane.
True, true. So true. And it seems their manager Didier Deschamps trust him a lot. He plays as number 9 a lot of times for France. And speaking about Deschamps, by the way, they are playing in Group I, France, along with a country that has a White Walker playing for them. Uh, in Norway. Along with that, they have Iraq. They are playing their first World Cup since 1986 and their second World Cup overall. And Senegal, who again either won or lost the AFCON based on your own interpretation.
You make up your mind, yeah.
You make up your mind. Senegal, I mean, people from Senegal think that they won the World Cup, but Moroccans think that wasn't the case. But just sort of small trivia. In 2002 World Cup, when Senegal played their first World Cup game of all time, they played against France. It was the first game of the World Cup, and France, of course, did not have Zinedine Zidane, and they lost that game. And
Oh
if you
yeah, 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 yeah.
so France had a disappointing World Cup in 2002. I don't think it will happen this time, despite
Hmm.
losing against Ivory Coast again, in a friendly. I mean, that's fine. In the second half, they had 10 substitutions. So I don't think that will matter. And also, it is, I mean, we need to remember that this will be Didier Deschamps' last tournament as a
Last
manager.
World Cup, yeah.
Yeah. And he has done a great job of steadying the ship. I mean, of course, he did more than that, but France was in utter chaos in 2010, 2012 when he took a charge. He he won the World Cup. He took them to another a Euros final, another World Cup final. So he has done a great job for with France. And yeah, I mean the mood currently, or the what people think is it's after Deschamps, it will be Zizou. So
Hmm.
let's see how Zizou unlocks them. But yeah, I mean, just imagine if Deschamps wins this final. How many people have two World Cups as a manager, right?
No, no. I think it was only the Italy guy. I think we spoke about
Yeah,
that
yeah, we
yesterday.
spoke about. Yeah, yeah,
Pozzo who's got two, and it's it's also a great thing. Isn't it? I mean, for Deschamps to have won it as a player and then win two as a manager,
yeah,
that'll be insane. And Deschamps was the captain of France in '98,
yeah.
and now to be the captain of this ship, I think that'll just be insane.
Actually, he was captain only in the final. The
Oh, is that
captain
it?
of that captain of that France team was Laurent Blanc, but Laurent Blanc missed the final due to red card, due to suspension.
Oh, was Blanc the captain in '98?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
did
yeah,
not
yeah,
know that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Laurent
Oh,
Blanc was the captain.
poor guy. I mean, poor.
um,
I say poor guy. He almost has 100 caps for France and is regarded as one of the greatest defenders of all time. So
yeah.
it's not a poor guy.
Yeah,
What? By
he
the way,
has won.
before we,
He
yeah,
he
sorry,
he
go ahead.
has won. He has won the World Cup and Euro. So
And
not
Euros.
that
Yeah,
poor.
he's not
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm sure he's not. He's not regretting it that much. But oh, but by the way,
Yeah.
Mangesh, before we move on from the attack, Kylian Mbappe needs four more goals to equal Klosa's all-time World Cup record of 16. By the way, he's already on 12.
I think he will do that in the group stage. I think.
I think he'll blast past it in this World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane
Yeah.
if you think
I
about
mean,
it.
and after this World Cup, there is a good chance that Mbappe will be in top 10 World Cup players of all time.
I think so.
Look,
I
when
think
we
so.
think about World Cup, we think of Pele and Messi and Maradona and Zidane, probably R9.
Hmm.
But Mbappe will be in that list after this World Cup. I have a
I
feeling.
agree. I agree. I fully agree. So yeah, I mean, it says a lot that we've spent 15 minutes talking about the attack. We've not spoken of Desiree Doué. We've
Oh,
not spoken of Brad Barcola. We've not spoken of Marcus
just
Thuram.
Thuram. Yeah.
We've not spoken of Ryan Cherki, and that just talks about how deep France are.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
True.
Now, moving on from the attack to an area where they're not too deep in, and an area where I think that whole problem of not refreshing their squad or not being able to refresh that area of the field because of either players not being available or
Mm.
whatever, but then midfield is good without being great. I don't know what
Yeah.
you think.
No, yeah, I agree with you. And I mean, I'm really surprised by the number of midfielders Deschamps is taking to the World Cup. He only has five, just like Brazil.
Hmm.
And I think his favorite system is that 4-2-3-1.
Three.
But in earlier World Cups, in 2018, he had Matuidi and Paul Pogba along with Kante.
Hmm.
During the last World Cup, he had Antoine Griezmann at times
Hmm.
who sort of connected the attack with the midfield or midfield with the attack. And even Griezmann has retired now. I think one of the best players for France over the years, he has retired. So I'm not really sure because they have N'Golo Kante, who is 35 and playing at Fenerbahce. He has Adrian Rabiot and his mother. I mean, they both come together, right? एक के साथ एक free
Yeah,
होता है
yeah,
दोनों
yeah.
का. Yeah. But again, Rabiot, what a fine player he is.
Hmm.
He can be a sort of a disrupting force, but he's a fine player. Along with he has Aurelien Chouameni, fantastic player.
A future Man
Marco,
United midfielder, Aurelien Chouameni.
future Man United midfielder Chouameni. They have Marco of Roma and another player, Warren Zaire-Emery, who I'm a huge fan of. I
Brilliant player.
remember I remember watching him in 2021 because was he at the Euros or he was supposed to go to the Euros, but he was just 17 at the time. And
Yeah, he's still 20, man. He's a
yeah,
kid. He's like a little kid.
yeah, and even back then he was playing like a man. So
Yeah, yeah.
they have good midfield, but again, is do you think they have that balance between midfield and attack right?
Again, man, it's so weird because if you were to look at that attack and when we talk about let's just let's just try and see who might start in that front for including the number 10, right? Dembele starts down the right. Mbappe, say he starts at the 9, or him and Thuram may just play 9 and wide. I don't know who, or maybe he does a Desiree Doué on the left and Mbappe at the 9. It remains to be seen. But and Michael Olise, I think, will play in that floating 10 role where he'll just be all over the attack and do what he wants.
Yeah. A lot of times
Now,
it's Olisi or Sharky playing as number 10. Yeah, sorry.
Olise and Sharky, I think Olise will start, but yeah, Sharky will also
Yeah.
tip in. Now, the thing with that is, all of these guys are very attack minded. Now, because the likes of Dembele and these guys play for Luis Enrique, they press like rabid dogs.
Yeah.
Thuram is extremely hardworking. Olise and Mbappe, sure, they do their own thing, but
Mm.
Olise also works hard for Bayern Munich. Mbappe is going to be a dictator and he's going to do what he wants. Now, the thing with a two-man midfield is that you need legs and you need tactical discipline and you need somebody who can transition the ball quickly from defense to attack.
Mm.
Now, assuming Chouameni plays in that anchorman role that he does for Madrid, the other option with Chouameni is a big question mark because Kante at 35, if he's gonna play, which means Chouameni is gonna have to bomb a little forward. Can Kante cover that kind of ground at 35 like he did in the previous World Cups? I don't know.
Mm.
Adrian Rabiot, for all he's a good player and all of that, but he's not the most mobile midfielder.
Mm. Mm.
He's not somebody who can cover ground quickly. Zaire
Mm.
Emery is too young.
Yeah.
Manu Kone of Roma, sure, he's good without being great. Let's put
Mm.
it that way.
Mm.
So I think the position next to Chouameni, if assuming Rabiot starts, it's going to be important that Rabiot plays really, really in a focused manner and plays his position well
Yeah.
because they're not going to have a lot of cover.
And that's the deal with Deschamps, right? He has always played with that 4-2-3-1 system. He never changes that system. He never makes any change in that system. So I'm a bit surprised. On one side, France have the best attack at the tournament, but I'm not really sure about their balance. Because even
Mm.
yesterday, he played with when he played against Ivory Coast, he played 4-2-3-1, and especially when they are going to play in the US, the heat and all that stuff we talk about. I mean, is two-man midfield going to work? Considering we have
Not sure.
rarely seen Deschamps change from two-man to three-man,
Mm.
and they don't even have Antoine Griezmann this time.
Mm.
So that is one slight doubt I have. Just like we have that doubt about Brazil. But
Brazil.
again, I mean the managers who manage them are Carlo Ancelotti and the World Cup winning with Didier Deschamps. So I'm pretty sure he will find a solution. But that's
Find a solution. Yeah.
what.
All right. Man, that's right. And I think that balance in midfield or the lack of it, I think that's going to play a big part in. I mean, France are still gonna they're still gonna go all the way, but that is
Yeah.
one area where there might be a bit of a up and down or a bit of a question mark about France. And I fully understand that we are stretching here because to call that as a chink in their armor is a bit much. It's a minor blip that I'm pretty sure all these insanely talented guys are gonna overcome.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Speaking of defense, so again the defense is so bloody solid. I mean, what do you even want to say? I mean, at right back, I mean, if you look at the back four, the way that they'll probably start, options at right back include Kunde, who I think will start. They have Malo Gusto, who can play at a right back. You have the Hernandez brothers and Lucas Digne, who can play down the left. You have Saliba and Upamecano, who are complete monsters, both of them, and both of them have had excellent seasons with Arsenal and Bayern Munich.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that looks as impervious a defense as you can possibly think of. I mean, again, it's a stretch to say that the left back position is a question mark, but if you were to put a gun against my head, then yeah, sure, I'll say it's a question mark. But it's not really. They can easily manage getting out of it.
Yeah, I mean, people forget that Theo Hernandez was excellent during last World Cup, by the way.
Yeah,
People
he
don't
won.
remember that. He was excellent in that World Cup. Now, currently he's playing in Saudi Arabia again. I'm not sure if that's going to be a challenge for him.
Hmm.
You have Luka Hernandez playing at PSG. See, only concern I think they have is their right back. Jules Conde can struggle
Hmm.
against good
Yeah,
attacking players. But again, Jules Conde used to play as a centre back. Now he plays as a right back, right?
right back. Yeah,
But I mean, again, we are sort of over analyzing this. I mean, not just we, not just us,
yeah,
everyone sort of over analyzes when it comes to World Cup. No team is perfect.
perfect.
How,
Absolutely.
how they overcome their sort of deficiencies is how this decides is who's going to win it. And France has done it in the past. They literally have won the World Cup in 2018. So I think I'm pretty sure they are not losing their sleep over it.
No, and the thing with that is, we say that say Conde, like France can do better, but I mean, are there really such right, like left midfield players that are going to absolutely roast the living hell out of Kunde? No.
Hmm.
Like, even if there are, like, even if you have a pacey, you still have to get through Saliba and Upamecano.
Yeah,
There is still going to be the likes of Chouameni who's going to come back and play in defense. So there's always workarounds and there's always going to be, things to get past it. But
yeah,
France is always going to be in that position that it doesn't matter what happens in that end of the pitch. We will absolutely smoke the shit out of you in attack. And that's how it's going to be, right? They will
yeah.
obliterate teams when it comes to attack. Obliterate them.
True,
So,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. And they also have a better goalkeeper than 100-year-old Hugo Lloris.
Yeah. By the way, Mike Minor, if you look at his statistics,
Uh,
if you look at some of the numbers that he's put up, statistically, he is, I think, the best goalkeeper in Europe or something. Like,
oh,
purely by numbers.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
quality of shots stopped and all of that. I think I read an article somewhere where he had the best numbers in Europe, Minor.
Wow. I did not know this.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so he's good, man. He's one of those guys who's got a great presence. Not he's so cool. He's not somebody who's gonna get flustered and all of that. And that's the thing that happens with a team like France, right? Like when you're so bloody good. I mean, look at their bench, look at the players that are coming off. Like it's probably one and probably the only side that if you were to ask me, give me a prediction of where I'll tell you final.
Yeah.
I won't even stop at semi-final. I don't care who they're facing. France. If you were to ask me now, yeah, I think they'll make it to the finals.
But there's one more thing. I mean, despite having a great squad, France under Deschamps, they haven't always played the sort of exciting brand of
Hmm.
football, right? A lot of time their football was extra conservative. I don't think they should have lost the Euro final against Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
Yeah. They were I mean, they were head and shoulders ahead of Portugal at the time, but they lost it. I still remember watching France in the last Euros, Euro 2024. And I mean, they played an abject brand of football. It
Hmm.
was ridiculous. It was so boring to watch. So now Deschamps has probably he has found that balance between playing that abject brand and playing an expensive brand of football. So we might see uh, the France at their absolute best in Deschamps' last tournament. We we
Could
don't
be.
know.
And that's the thing with, see, I mean, we also tend to forget international football a lot of times is also a game of moments.
Yeah,
Like we try to think of it as a like a league side or a like club football where players are training week in week out. They know exactly patterns of play and they know what to do. That's not the case with international football.
true, true. Yeah,
International football a lot of time is going to be defined by moments. Kylian Mbappe in the World Cup final last year, he had two absolutely amazing moments when he put the penalty away and 95 seconds later had that beautiful finish.
yeah,
And if Kolo Muani had, I go back to that. If he had put that into the back of the net, we would have been talking about all of this in such a different light.
yeah, yeah.
So when you know that World Cups and all of these are defined by moments, these guys have so many players capable of producing those moments. And that, in my opinion, is why I'm bullish about France. Is that even if the team, as you say, doesn't play that expansive brand of football, or they don't, come together as a unit, they still have people, like they still have players who individually can come up with moments of brilliance.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, all right, the final word. What's your verdict? Or what's your verdict? Sorry.
Finals easily. Obviously I can't. I put them as my number one favorites, to be honest with you,
Hmm.
and I think France will make it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, semis at least semis, in my opinion. If they find the right balance, they will go to the finals. 100%.
Has a
100%.
team ever reached three finals in a row? Remind me. You might know this.
Brazil, 94 to 2002.
Say that again.
Brazil, 94 to 2002.
Ah, right. You're right. That has happened in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. So recent team is Brazil. Before that, Germany reached in 1990, 86, and yeah, Germany in 82, 86, and 90.
Oh, so it has happened in the past. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's it for France.
That's it for France.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we will be back with new Euros. I mean, two big teams are remaining, both Iberian neighbors, Spain and Rohit's beloved Portugal.
The
Do you
last
want to say
Sue.
the Do you want to say the magic word, Rohit?
I think we are just going to see the last Sue from the goat this World Cup.
Yeah, that's the word I was referring to. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching, keep following us, keep sharing with people who like football as much as we do. And I will see you very soon.